Good evening to all of you. Welcome to daily current affairs session where we discuss important current affairs for the UPSC Prelims examination 2027. Guys, today I got a request from one of our student. The student requested me to discuss the daily targets also. Okay. So basically she wanted a brief discussion on the daily target as well, which we are giving in our private channel, and as per the daily target you have to prepare. So I'll be asking some questions also on the basis of daily target, so you can judge how is your preparation. Okay, so first 15 minutes of the live session will discuss the current affairs, and the next 15 minutes of the live session will discuss the questions related to the daily target. Is it clear, guys? Okay, are you with me? Okay, the first 15 minutes daily current affairs, next 15 minutes the daily targets. Okay, so are you with me, guys? Okay, so let's start. So first we will discuss the current affairs. Okay, first we will discuss the current affairs. So in today's current affairs from the Hindu newspaper, we have a very important scheme which we should definitely prepare. It is the pension schemes. Okay, guys, recently there was one study, and as per the recent study, the penetration and the coverage of pension in India is very low. So in this context, there was one important scheme mentioned, and the name of the important scheme is National Social Assistance Program. National Social Assistance Program, NSAP. Please prepare everyone, NSAP. Guys, under the NSAP, there is a very important pension scheme which is Indira Gandhi National Old Age Pension Scheme. Under this NSAP, which is National Social Assistance Program, there is an important scheme which is Indira Gandhi National Old Age Pension Scheme. So today we are going to study what is NSAP and what are the schemes covered under NSAP. Okay, and what are the eligible criteria, because UPSC question setters, they love such kind of questions. Okay, lot of questions have come on schemes, eligibility criteria and all that. Okay, so the National Social Assistance Scheme was launched in the year 1995. NSAP was launched in the year 1995. It is basically for the vulnerable sections of both the rural areas and the urban areas. Okay, it is under the Ministry of Rural Development. It is under the Ministry of Rural Development. Okay, basically it provides various kinds of social security. So there are 5 schemes under this. There are 5 schemes under this. Let me just read all the 5 schemes for you. So the sub-components of National Social Assistance Program is Indira Gandhi National Old Age Pension Scheme. Under Indira Gandhi National Old Age Pension Scheme, if you are above the age of 60, then you will get some pension. It is 200 rupees between the age of 60 and 79, and 500 rupees per month if you are above the age of 80. Okay, so it is 200 rupees for 60 to 79. 60 to 79 you will get 200 rupees per month, and if you are 80 or above you will get 500 rupees per month. Okay, so this pension is only for the poor households. Okay, poor household, this pension is not for everyone. Okay, second one is Indira Gandhi National Widow Pension Scheme. Indira Gandhi National Widow Pension Scheme. This scheme basically provides monthly pension for widows between the age of 40 to 79. If your age is 40 to 79, and if someone is from a poor household and someone is widowed, then they will get, here the pension is 300 rupees per month if your age is 40 to 79. Okay, and 500 rupees if you are above 79, above 80. Okay, you will get 500 rupees. Okay, next, if you see, next topic is Indira Gandhi National Disability Scheme. Indira Gandhi National Disability Scheme. This is providing monthly pension for anyone above 18. Anyone above 18, and if they are suffering from multiple disabilities, then they will get 300 rupees. You will get 300 rupees monthly pension, okay, if their age is between 18 to 79, and if they are 80 or above 80, they will get 500 rupees per month. Next, we have the National Family Benefit Scheme. National Family Benefit Scheme. So this scheme, you will get lump sum amount, some financial assistance lump sum amount if the primary bread earner of the family, okay, loses his life. Okay, so this is a lump sum amount during the death of the primary bread earner. Okay, so if any primary bread earner between the age of 18 to 59 years, if someone is between 18 to 59 years and he is the primary bread earner of the family, then the family will get a lump sum amount of 20,000 rupees. National Family Benefit Scheme. National Family Benefit Scheme. And last scheme is Annapurna Scheme. Annapurna schemes basically is providing free food grains for eligible elderly households, okay, who are covered under the Indira Gandhi National Old Age Pension Scheme. Okay, so these are the schemes which are covered under the National Social Assistance Program. Guys, National Social Assistance Program is basically motivated from DPSP, Directive Principle of State Policy, Article 41. So questions can also come directly that this NSAP is motivated from which article of the Constitution? So it is motivated from DPSP Article 41 of the Constitution. Okay, so please prepare Article 41, which is very, very important, Directive Principle of State Policy. Okay, so just briefly let us recap. Okay, NSAP, National Social Assistance Program. It is one of the flagship social security program of Government of India. It is under which ministry? NSAP is under which ministry? Can anybody tell me? NSAP is under which ministry? Ministry of Rural Development. Very good. It is under Ministry of Rural Development. Okay, this is very important. And it has how many schemes? It has 5 schemes. Indira Gandhi National Old Age Pension, Indira Gandhi Widow Pension, Indira Gandhi National Disability Pension, National Family Benefit Scheme, and Annapurna Scheme. 5 schemes are covered under NSAP. So this is a really very, very important scheme. Please prepare the eligibility. This is really very, very important. Very important. Okay. Let us go to the next topic. Next topic, guys, there is one scientific process which is mentioned today in the Hindu newspaper, and that scientific process is called pyroprocessing. Pyroprocessing. What is pyro? Pyro basically means heat. Pyro means what? Heat. Pyroprocessing means when you heat something. When you heat something at a very high temperature. Okay. Very high temperature. Okay. During dry conditions. Okay. You basically make some physical and chemical changes in that material. Okay, so pyroprocessing is used in various industrial processes. The first industrial processes where pyroprocessing is used is cement making. In cement making, pyroprocessing is used where limestone, clay and iron bearing material is put into clinkers and it is heated at a very high temperature for cement manufacturing. Second, it is used for refining of metals in metallurgy. Refining of metals in metallurgy. Okay, so heating of ores at a very high temperature to get metals. And the third basically is nuclear reactors. Guys, pyroprocessing is used for processing of nuclear used fuel. Guys, whenever we are supplying nuclear fuel, when it is used, the waste, the nuclear waste, okay, it is pyroprocessed. It is pyroprocessed. So what is pyroprocessing, guys? Pyroprocessing is a chemical process where we heat the material at a very high temperature without any moisture, without any water. It's an energy intensive, okay, process which basically changes the chemical and physical composition of the material. Okay, it is used in metallurgy, it is used in cement making, and it is also used in nuclear reactors. Okay, so this is really very important. You may expect a question on that. Let us move to the next topic. Next topic is on early humans. You know, guys, recently there are some studies which have been done, and these studies are basically on the evolution of human species. On evolution of human species. Guys, generally, what do we think? We think that the evolution of human species has been linear. You must have seen that photograph where how humans have evolved. So evolution of human species, generally it was thought that it is linear, but that is not true. That is not true. Evolution of humans have not been linear. Okay, there were many species of humans which coexisted together. There were many species of humans which coexisted together. The best example is the neither okay tunnels, okay, and the okay there was another species, okay, which were there, Denisovans and Neanderthals and Denisovans. They have interbreeding, so they existed together, and there were some interbreeding also. Okay, so there are various species how humans have evolved. Okay, from apes, then we were Homo habilis, then Homo erectus, then Homo neanderthals, then Homo sapiens. Okay, Homo sapiens. Okay, so this evolution is not linear. During many times in the history, they have coexisted together. Okay, this is the study which has been done. So there has been proof of interbreeding of what? Denisovans and Neanderthals. Okay, Okay, these are two human species. Okay, they were interbreeding of them. Is this clear, guys? Okay, so UPSC has already asked questions on Denisovans. Okay, UPSC has already asked questions on Denisovan. Okay, who were Denisovans? They were basically the human species, okay, in the past, in the history. Okay, now they have got extinct. Okay, so all these they have got extinct, and only now we have Homo sapiens. Okay, but they have coexisted together. Is this clear, guys? This topic is clear or not? Guys, this topic is clear or not? Ancient human species. Yes, ancient human species. You should know the chronology, and not just the chronology. You should know that they were interbreeding. They existed together. You know, guys, still in some of the Homo sapiens genes, the DNAs of Denisovans and Neanderthals are found. Okay, this is really very, very important. So I'll give you a summary. of the topic. The summary of the topic is that recent protein analysis from the Homo erectus from China has proved links between Denisovans and Homo erectus. Okay, Denisovans and Homo erectus. So there were links between these ancient human species, interbreeding and links. Okay, this is really very, very important. You can get a question on that. Okay, so with this we move to the next topic. The next topic today is the India-Nepal border dispute. You know, guys, Nepal authorities, Nepal foreign minister, okay, they have recently commented upon India-Nepal border issue. You know, guys, there is some sort of border conflict, some sort of, what to say, kind of controversy related to India-Nepal border. The region which is contested is Kalapani, Lipu Lake and Limpiadura. Okay, Kalapani, Lipu Lake and Limpiadura. This is contested both by India and Nepal. So guys, Lipu Lake Pass is very important. UPSC question setters, they love passes. Where is Lipu Lake Pass? Can anybody tell me? Where is Lipu Lake Pass? Yes, Lipu Lake Pass is in Uttarakhand. You know, guys, we have different kind of passes. We have different kind of passes. One is Lipu Lake. Then we have other passes also like Nathula. Nathula is in Sikkim. Lipu Lake is in Uttarakhand. Shipkila, Shipkila, where is Shipkila? Where is Shipkila? Shipkila, Shipkila, Shipkila. Okay, Lipu Lake. Okay, then we have Nathula. Shipkila is in Himachal. Lipu Lake is in Uttarakhand. Nathula is in Sikkim. Okay, I hope you know this. I hope you know this. So you can get a question on Himalayan passes. You can get a question on Himalayan passes. So I am giving an assignment. Everybody today will prepare Himalayan passes. Will you prepare, guys? Make a list of all Himalayan passes. Make a list of all Himalayan passes. Okay, I'm giving you an assignment. Okay, so guys, this is kind of session where basically I'll be hand holding you what to do research. Okay, I'll be hand holding you. Okay, next, guys, there has been a very big earthquake in Philippines. You know, guys, Philippines recently has received 7.8 magnitude of earthquake. This is really a very big earthquake, and this has led to devastation in Philippines. You know, guys, Philippines is one of the most disaster prone countries in the world. Philippines is one of the most disaster prone countries in the world. Can anybody tell me why is Philippines such a disaster prone country? Who can tell me why is Philippines such a disaster prone country? Let me see how many of you can answer. It is because Philippines is located in the Pacific Ring of Fire. Philippines is located in the Pacific Ring of Fire. Guys, Pacific Ring of Fire is a horseshoe shaped. It's a horseshoe shaped contiguous area, okay, where various tectonic plates, okay, they meet. Various tectonic plates, they meet in the Pacific Ring of Fire. Okay, circum-Pacific zone, Pacific Ring of Fire. Which are the plates? Guys, we have the Eurasian plates, we have the Pacific plate, we have the North America plate, we have the John D. Fuca plate, we have the Coco plate, we have the Caribbean plate, we have the Nazca plate, we have the Antarctic plate, we have the Indian plate, we have the Australian plate, we have the Philippines plate. So lot of plates they are meeting, guys. We have the North American plate, we have the Pacific plate, we have the Eurasian plate, we have the John D. Fuca plate, we have the okay, so many plates are meeting, in this locality. Okay, and that is why whenever there is meeting of plates, okay, there is subduction and there is earthquakes and volcanoes. Okay, there is earthquake and volcanoes. Can you handle this question, guys? I am giving you an assignment. Let me see who will do this assignment. Please give me the name of all the countries which are located on the Pacific Ring of Fire. Please give me the list of all countries which are located in the Pacific Ring of Fire. Let me see how many of you can answer this. Okay. Please prepare. This is really very, very important. This is really very, very important. Okay. Is this clear, guys? Okay. Now we will discuss the static target. Okay. So as part of our Lakshya test series for 2027, I am giving you static target also. So are you ready for the static discussion, guys? Because one girl today from Hyderabad, she requested me to do static discussion. Are you ready, guys? Static discussion. How many of you are ready? Please in the comment box. How many of you ready for the static discussion, guys? Okay, so today the Lakshmikant target was the historical background of Indian Constitution. You know, guys, this is a very important chapter. Every year in the prelims examination, at least one question comes from historical background of Indian Constitution. Even in this year, there was a question on historical background. I think Government of India Act 1919 was asked. Okay, so this is the most important chapter and you should read this chapter very, very in depth. Okay, so guys, the very first act was the Regulating Act of 1773. It was the first step. It was the first step by the British Parliament to regulate the affairs of the East India Company in India. Okay, the Regulating Act of 1773. The Regulating Act of 1773 first time recognized the political and administrative functions of the East India Company. You know, guys, this Regulating Act of India 1773 laid the foundation of the central administrative system which developed under the British rule. Okay, this is really very, very important. This is really very, very important. Guys, can you hear me? Guys, are you able to hear me? 1773, Regulating Act of 1773. How many of you can hear me, guys? Am I audible, guys? Can you hear me, guys? Please say yes in the comment box. If you can hear me loud and clear, please say yes in the comment box. Shall we continue this discussion, guys? Okay. So, guys, we have the 17th. I can see your comments now. Sorry. Okay, there was some confusion. Your comments were not visible. Now I can see your comments. Okay, so don't worry. Okay, so we have this Regulating Act of 1773. We have this Regulating Act of 1773. Okay, it led to what? Governor General of Bengal and Governor General of Bengal became the most important authority. And who was the Governor General of Bengal? Can anybody tell me who was the Governor General of Bengal? Who was the Governor General of Bengal, guys? First Governor General of Bengal. Who was the first Governor General of Bengal? He was Lord Warren Hastings. Lord Warren Hastings was the first Governor General of Bengal. Okay, very good. Superb. Most of you are answering, guys. Most of you are answering. You know, guys, this Regulating Act of 1773 also led to foundation of Supreme Court of Calcutta. Supreme Court of Calcutta. Okay. So this is really very, very important. And the provinces of Bombay and Madras, it became a subordinate to Governor General of Bengal. Okay. Governor General of Bengal. Okay. This is really very, very important. Okay. So this Charter Act of this Regulating Act of 1773 is very important. Then comes the Charter Act of 1813. Okay. So guys, which act stopped the British monopoly of the East India Company? Okay. Which act stopped the monopoly of East India Company trade relation? Can anybody tell me? Which act stopped the monopoly of the East India Company over the trade? Which act? It is the Charter Act of 1830. It is the Charter Act of 1830. Okay, this is very, very important. Okay, then guys, there is also I'll ask some questions. Which act is said to be the foundation of parliamentary system in India? Which act introduced parliamentary system in India? Let me see how many of you can answer. Which act introduced the parliamentary system in India? Let me see how many of you can answer this. Okay, which act introduced the parliamentary system in India? Okay, Charter Act of 1853. Charter Act of 1853. Why? Because it was the Charter Act of 1853 which separated the executive and the legislative functions of the Governor General Council. Okay, very, very important. Okay, Governor General Council was divided into executive and the legislative branch, and thus it led the foundation of the parliamentary system of India. Okay, very, very important. Which act introduced competitive exams for civil servants? Which act introduced competitive exams for civil servants? Anyone? Which act introduced competitive exams, okay, for civil servants? Let me see how many of you can answer. Which act introduced competitive exams, open competition? Which act introduced? Okay. Charter Act of 1853. Very good. Next, guys, which act transferred the power from East India Company to the British Crown? Which act of government of which act? Which act, guys? Can anybody tell me? Transferred the 1858 Government of India Act 1858. Very good. 1858 Government of India Act 1858. Okay, very, very important. Okay, next one, guys, we have which act introduced the communal electorate? Which act introduced the communal electorate? Communal electorate, favorite topic of UPSC prelims. Definitely question will come. Next, guys, okay, next is the Government of India Act 1919. This is very, very important. Why? Because it led to what? It led to the diarchy. Okay, it led to what? Diarchy system. Okay, is this clear, guys? At the provinces, diarchy system at the provinces. It divided the provincial subjects into two parts: transferred subject and reserved subject. Okay, diarchy. Government of India Act 1919. Government of India Act 1919. Okay, it also led to the Central Public Service Commission. Central Public Service Commission, guys, this is really very, very important. Central Public Service Commission. Okay, this is really very important. Government of India Act 1919 is very important. Is very, very important. Okay, so Central Public Service Commission was started in 1926. Okay, next comes the Government of India Act 1935. Government of India 1935 introduced what? Federal system. What is the main feature of Government of India Act 1935? What is the main feature of Government of India Act 1935? Can anybody tell me? What was the main feature? The main feature was what? Federal system. Very important. Very, very important. It abolished provincial diarchy and introduced, okay, provincial autonomy. Okay, this is important. You can have a look at it. Then comes the Government India Independence Act 1947. India Independence Act 1947. So you should know the Mountbatten plan. Okay, the Mountbatten plan. Okay, you should know this. Okay, now comes the making of Indian Constitution. Guys, under which plan the Constituent Assembly was created? Can anybody tell me under which plan Constituent Assembly was created? Who can tell me? Let me see how many of you can answer. Let me see how many of you can answer. Under which plan Constituent Assembly was created? Let me see. Cabinet Mission Plan. The answer is what? Cabinet Mission Plan. Very important. Cabinet Mission Plan is really very important. The answer is Cabinet Mission Plan. Very important. Okay, very important. Okay, guys, the Constituent Assembly, was it directly elected? Yes or no? The Constituent Assembly, was it directly elected? Yes or no? Answer is no. It was not directly elected. The answer is it was not directly elected. This is really very important. You can expect. Who was the chairman of the drafting committee? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Okay, so you can get a question on that also. You can get a question on that also. Okay, so the drafting committee, the members of the drafting committee is really very important. Okay, then guys, okay, you may also get question on which day the constitution was adopted. The constitution was adopted on 26th November 1949. 26th November 1949. Okay, this is also observed as Constitution Day. What is Constitution Day? 26th November is called Constitution Day. 26th November is called Constitution Day. Okay, you can expect a question on that. You can expect a question on that. Then guys, some of the committees of the Constituent Assembly, we have the Union Powers Committee, which was headed by Jawaharlal Nehru. We had the Union Constitution Committee, which was headed by Jawaharlal Nehru. We had the Provincial Constitution Committee headed by Sardar Patel. We had the Drafting Committee headed by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Then we had an Advisory Committee on Fundamental Rights, Sardar Patel. Okay, so this is very important. Rules Committee was headed by Rajendra Prasad. Rules Committee. Steering Committee was headed by Rajendra Prasad. Steering Committee. States Committee was headed by Jawaharlal Nehru. States Committee was headed by Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay, very important. Okay, what was objective resolution? Guys, the objective resolution was put forward by whom? Who put forward the objective resolution? Can anybody tell me? It was Jawaharlal Nehru. Objective resolution had the objectives of the Indian Constitution, which is reflected in Preamble of the India. Jawaharlal Nehru. Objective resolution is really very important. Objective resolution. Okay. So guys, okay, I hope that you will go through the target every day. Guys, we are giving you targets, and from tomorrow, because suddenly today one girl requested me, from tomorrow we will go for kind of detailed discussion. Okay, like half an hour detailed discussion as per the daily target. Okay, I'll be asking you questions. So how was the session today, guys? Do you want me to continue this every day? Today was the day one. Today was the day one of the Lakshmikant. Okay, tomorrow I will come prepared. Okay, because suddenly one request came, so I just tried it out today. I will bring questions, more questions I will bring from tomorrow. Okay, we'll discuss the current affairs also, and we will discuss the static also. I hope that I'm able to help you. Guys, the only appeal to every one of you is that please start solving the prelims power play questions. Still, I'm seeing very few people have joined Lakshya 2027. I don't know why. You know, guys, every year thousands of people, they join Lakshya test series, but the problem is they join very late. Guys, if you really want to crack prelims, join now, because now we are starting. If you are honest throughout the year, if you are working throughout the year, then guys, no one can stop you. 90% of the students, what mistake they do is that they start very late. Do not be that guy. Do not start late. Okay, with this, guys, I would like to take your leave. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.